Okay, friends, we're reading from chapter 11, Intent into Action, on page 91 of the book here. And we're on number 4. We've done 1 through 3. Here's number 4. Run toward responsibility, not away from it. Now, that's kind of common sense. We know that it's always better to run towards things that make us change and get better at something, things that give us purpose, rather than to cower away and hide away from things. But we do that all the time. It's very easy for us as human beings to be lazy, to avoid things that give us some grief or things that are difficult, things that make us uncomfortable. We tend to shy away and do the minimum that we can to get by. And we know that that often leads to real just emptiness, kind of a void of direction in life. Successful people seldom decline opportunities that present themselves. Think about that. How many times a day does someone ask you to do something and you say no, rather than sure, I'll do that, taking responsibility, running toward it? Very rare. And well-respected people of character do not neglect their responsibilities. We should try to lead by example through our noble deeds and uncorrupted words. Every single thing that we say has an effect on other people and ourselves. Everything we watch, everything we absorb during the day has either a positive or a negative effect. It's either going to push you forward, hold you down, or press you back. Practice the code of the ninja, which is called Sanmitsu, the triple secret of aligning one's thoughts, one's words, and one's deeds together. Live a life worthy of steel-like intention and bright purpose. It's an old thing, and it's nothing new. It's the triple secret. Everything that I think, I can say and do. I have the potential to do that, to run toward responsibility. Or I can bring about my own destruction and downfall, or my family's or friends, if I choose to be a real jerk and use my words to hurt other people, or even worse, my actions to bring about the downfall of others, rather than empowering them. Be opportunity-minded, not problem-minded. How many times do we blame everybody else around us for our issues? Oh, it's her fault. Oh, it's his fault. Oh, it's my parents' fault. It's my grandparents' fault. It's my boss's fault. It's my wife's fault. It's my kid's fault. No, it tends to be our fault, yet again, it's easy to be lazy and just say it's your fault, to put all the responsibility, all the blame on other people, rather than turning the mirror, the spotlight onto us and saying, actually, it's my fault. Or it's the way I'm acting towards something that's my fault. I can change it. I can do better. At least try. That's the purpose. Our thoughts and our words must be tethered to our actions. How many people do you know in life that say something but never follow through? They have no dignity. You can't trust them. They say 1,000 times, I'm going to do that, I'm going to follow up, I'm going to do this, and then they never do. We do not want to be that type of person. That's why it's so hard to do. It's easy to talk about it. Anyone can talk about it, but to do it is really hard. We fail. I think it, I say it, and then I do it. That's the triple secret. It's not a secret. It's common sense, but we just run away from that so often. If actions don't follow our words, we become untrustworthy in the eyes of others. That's so true. Every day, we get a new chance to spark intent into action. We can wake up and bravely embrace our responsibilities. Our minds are pliable, so we have the power to change our bad habits. No matter how hard life gets, we can adapt and keep going. This will guarantee the winner's mindset of victory over victimhood. What would you rather be, a victim all your life or a victorious person? I choose to be one who's victorious, because a victim mentality is blaming everybody else. Woe is me, life is terrible. It's the worst way one can go through life. We may have stages of that where we're knocked down so bad, we're so sad and depressed that we feel like a victim to life. Our circumstances are just so overwhelming to fix. But with training, with practice, with meditation, and all kinds of help from others, and books like this, We can get ourselves out of that rut and keep going. We can wake up and bravely embrace our responsibilities. A warrior, and I don't mean one who wages war, a warrior is just someone who fights through life and never gives up, one who runs toward responsibility rather than away from it. A warrior must follow Do. Do means the way in Japanese. Do clears our path. Do clears our path. I love that. When I follow something, a greater purpose than myself, and I'm teachable and can learn from other people, it clears my path. All of the junk in the way, all the obstacles, all the hurdles, we cut through it with the Do. The Do is in the practice. Do clears our path. Do clears our minds. And with a clear heart, we can safely tread the road to enlightenment and a meaningful life. What is enlightenment to you? It's different for everybody. Enlightenment for some people is happiness. It's a closeness to God. It's a religious experience. It's pure wisdom and knowledge with no judgment. It's pure compassion for other people. It's being able to see things from a third-person perspective. And that brings about, my friends, a meaningful life. What is life to you? What is meaning to you? For me, it's running toward responsibility rather than away from it. That's one of the keys, is taking care of my family, getting up every morning and going to work and doing our job, finding a hobby, taking care of the elderly, doing what's right, stopping to think before we act and saying, what's the consequence of this going to be in my life? Is it going to help me or hurt me in the long run? Small, tiny choices of power, and that's what responsibility is. It brings us empowerment to know that we can take control and do the right thing and change. So if you're not happy with the way your life is going, run toward responsibility or find out what yours is and just dive into it and see what happens. Be skeptical, but see what happens through it. Just one of the many keys I've learned from this good book. If you want to order it, the link is in the doobly-doo below. You can check it out if you want. We'll go on to the next one in the next week or two. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.